First of all, I'd like to say thanks to Colonel Milstead and everybody in the DPS and law enforcement that has been supportive throughout this. It's overwhelming, to say the least. I would like to personally thank the media for their professionalism throughout this and respecting my desire to initially stay anonymous. It has been helpful. Some people might wonder and ask why I'm coming forward now, initially wishing to be anonymous. To that I say it's part of my healing process and moving forward and coming to grips with that incident Thursday morning. I know there was some question about any type of law enforcement or military training that I might have had, and I can say that I've had no such training. I do, though, feel that it's a right and a privilege to be a private gun owner, and with that right and privilege comes a great responsibility, not only for myself but to those around me. So I have taken the time to make sure several times a year to go out and practice those safety techniques to make sure that I'm always responsible. From this point forward, I know that people will look into my past. I do have a past, just like everyone else does. And I would ask that people remember that those moments of poor judgment have not dictated my future, nor represent the person that I am here today. That morning, I never would have dreamt that I was going to save somebody's life, let alone take the life of another individual. It is something that will stick with me. As I was coming up onto the scene, slowing down, I can see Trooper Anderson's lights on and the flares in the road. As I proceeded to go forward, I noticed the suspect on top of Trooper Anderson, beating him in a savage way. I immediately pulled over, responded to Trooper Anderson. My commands were ignored by the suspect as Trooper Anderson called out for help. And I alleviated the threat to him. I firmly believe that that morning I was put there, as Colonel Milstead said before, by God. It's difficult to think about that day still. I am just thankful that I was able to respond with the courage, dignity, grace, and poise that ultimately saved Trooper Anderson's life. Moving forward, I ask the media continue to handle themselves in a professional manner and respect my wishes and not to contact me directly for any further information. If you wish to talk to me further, I ask that you go through the proper channels at DPS that have been helping me through this. This tragedy, and it was, has affected a lot of people, a lot of lives. Trooper Anderson, his family, my family, me. I don't want to exasperate the pain that was felt that morning. And I'd like everybody the opportunity to move forward and have their chance to heal. I will take a couple questions if anybody has any at this time.
Can you take us through the afternoon, I mean that morning, from getting out of your car, what you were thinking?
To be honest with you, it was very visceral and instinctive. I had to help. I knew I had to help. So there wasn't an option for me. It wasn't until after, and you have that moment to think about your actions, that those emotions start to flood in. Again, at the time, my primary concern was for the life and welfare of Trooper Anderson, first and foremost, and putting an end to what was occurring to him.